Hey everybody, Mac Tomasa here, back with Marvel Heroes. And this time we got Emma Frost on the board here as requested. And got a new build. I'm calling it the Hellepath. It's a completely different take on what I normally do with her from the reds and the greens before. And this is to basically be able to competently do cosmics without dying all the time. You can still die. It's a cosmic solo. It does work very well in a group also, and you can kind of augment the build for a group to solo. This is going to be for solo play, and I'll show you where the points can be augmented for group play. However, the solo play build is kind of group friendly as well, so it's your choice. So I'll go over the skills first. It's going to be kind of a normal pet build with her. Obviously we're going to do Psychic Domination and Inspire Minion. If you're going to do a pet, you got to do both of those skills because you're going to get basically the ability to enslave the pet, but the pet's base and damage is increased, attack and move speed's increased, its health is increased, and then it regenerates a lot of health per second. And that's what really keeps it going. Makes it a pretty decent pet. And add this Inspire Minion, which is basically a buff that lasts almost the entire cooldown. And it does a lot of damage, 20,000 damage twice per second. It seems to only be single target, unfortunately, but it also regenerates 22% of its maximum health on top of it. So it's regenerating health like mad. It's taunting, and it lasts 10 of the 12 seconds when you're maxed out, so that's pretty good. We are going to max out one of my favorites, Sudden Dread. That's going to give us 10,000 damage twice a second for 5 seconds basically. We're going to max out Kneel Before Me because that's just phenomenal extra damage and an ability to really prevent a lot of incoming damage for a couple seconds. If something happens and goes bad, we can tap it and do damage as well as prevent damage. And then going over here, we're going to go with another one of the staple builds, Telepathic Torment. That's 12,000 damage per second with an attack and movement speed debuff, and makes them take extra damage. And that lasts quite a while, 9 seconds. So that's a nice little damage buff. And one skill that you don't normally see in a lot of builds, at least none that I've seen, Mental Cloaking. This is kind of where we're getting into the solo side of it. This will give you almost 8 seconds of stealth with a 6-second cooldown, so you can perma-stealth just like Nightcrawler can perma-stealth. This can be very handy solo if stuff's just going on and you don't like it. You hit it, you dump ball aggro, your pet's taunting, picking up aggro, because you will out-aggro your pet even with that taunt, especially with doing the kind of hits Kneel Before Me does. That's a big aggro move. So this does allow you to drop the aggro, and while stealth you can still use medkits, so it allows you to recoup and gives you that ability to get out. Another interesting thing about Mental Cloaking is it will also cloak everybody in your group. So if you're in a group and you're actually on Skype and you got a well-made group or a guild group, you can actually cloak everybody, so if someone's in trouble and they ask for a cloak, you can hide them and then they can be safe. Otherwise, you can either A, put points in Telepathic Mastery because that's where the most damage actually pays out and gives you some extra health over time. It doesn't really pay out with Perfection. Or B, put points in Diamond Form and get some extra durability and defense with some extra diamond armor. You don't really need the armor as much, believe it or not, because you're not in it as long. And with Perfection at only 1 point being spent, while you're out of the diamond armor, you're generating it to full anyways. So that's leading us to our 1 points, which are Telepathic Mastery, Perfection, Astral Bolt, and Lustrous Lunge. That's very important, that Lustrous Lunge. We're not going to be taunting. We're going to let the pet do all the work. So we got something else that works for us in this way. instead of the Darkhold Scroll, except it won't resurrect us like the Darkhold Scroll, so we lose that, but oh well. And that's the basic build. And essentially you'll be inspiring minion every time it comes up, so it constantly taunts. You'll run up by the boss. You don't have to actually get close. As you can see with what way I'm built, this telepathic torment, let me drop it. This Sudden Dread is what you have to close in for. Telepathic Torment's got a pretty decent range on it. Sudden Dread, you have to get kind of close to it. And Kneel Before Me hits just about the entire screen, so that's not a problem. And Unlock Potential. Oh, I got 1 point in Unlock Potential too. I should have mentioned that. I forgot to write it down. Makes it very group friendly as well. Points don't really pay out in Unlock Potential, but for 1 point every 25 seconds, that can definitely buff a group. I don't do it so much when I'm alone, because it kind of interferes, but I can hit it. I'll sometimes try to hit it before I'll do Kneel Before Me, so it's a nice little buff to kneel. And I tend to have Mental Cloaking right there, but if I'm grouped, I'll switch these around because I'm a hotkey player, and that way I'll have Unlock Potential right there, and that's within a keystroke for me. And then gearing wise, I'm actually kind of lucky here, so I did find a locket at level 60. I found stilettos at level 60. I got a 55 X-Men jacket. I only got 47 gloves. The gloves are nice because it also gives me an extra 3.5 spirit, playing in with that Astral Bolt. The only reason I got the bolt on at all really is for that spirit. So that's 8 spirit per hit. If I get any kind of low, I can just fire it off a few times and I'll get up spirit pretty quick. It does pretty decent damage as well. The advanced scroll targeting computer is the one I was talking about. It rolls pretty high on damage rating versus target not attacking you. When we're stealthing and dropping aggro, that's what happens when we stealth, and we have a pet that's taunting, we can essentially gain this extra damage rating versus a lot of targets, and that'll help. And obviously we got the Pluvian Superconductor because this is AoE, this is AoE, this is AoE, and I think the summon is just a summon. This is actually considered an AoE, so that's pretty interesting, even though it doesn't seem to do AoE damage, but that's okay. I got the Power Prism Shard for the extra radius. As you can see, that helps a little bit with the Sudden Dread and with the Dr. Rocks. Otherwise, this would hit a much smaller area. You're talking probably, well, 30% less of that area, so almost 2/3 of what you see. So it makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with cosmics and cosmic circles and running around. The Advanced Super Soldier Serum is probably going to be standard for anybody out there that wants to solo cosmics and actually group them. I mean, you get hit points and hit point regeneration, spirit and spirit regeneration, attack speed and movement speed, and some defense. It's just an all-around awesome artifact. If you didn't want to go with the Advanced Scroll Targeting Computer, a good PIMS Growth Serum would be a great place. You can take off the visual if you want, but you should probably get at least 1,500 hit points on that and 200 damage rating, and that'll be straight damage rating, so you don't have to worry about if things are seeing you or not seeing you, targeting you, not targeting you, attacking you, not attacking you, those kind of things. Obviously, I went with the Warlock's Eye. We're doing straight mental damage all around. Even the pet's buff is mental damage. And on the core, regain 25% of your health and spirit is basically becoming all but mandatory. These blow lifesteal cores out of the water now because lifesteal cores have been nerfed basically into the ground. I go obviously with all life on the core. On costume, I went with energy because that actually got me up to that next level. I went with this insignia not because it's purple, not because it's plus critical damage rating, not because I get that nice movement speed when I kill something. which is very nice. That was definitely a motivating factor, but because it has 1,365 health, I went with the ring because it has 850 health, and it also has 11% chance to slow, and that's basically the gear. And I'll do a quick run. And I'm going to do a quick T4, and I'll do a separate video for the Cosmic run. That way it won't be too long. No, I can do a Kingpin. Maybe I'll get a nice 20% Cosmic level 60 metal. That won't happen. As you can see, I mean, the dots are destroying this. I don't know if you also saw, but I have like 5,000 credits, so I'll pick up everything here. Oh, here's something worth our time. It's already dead before Neil could go off. That's how vicious those dots are. And that is also with the pet dot. The pet does fall behind. I heard something fall. That rock troll. You can get whatever pet you like. I love this rock troll. It's very good single target, and it does a very nice AoE every now and then. It slams into the ground. There it is. And it just does very, very good damage, and it has solid hit points. I imagine most of the pets get kind of standardized. Don't know if they vary. But that thing is awesome. I'm just killing trash for credits, like I said before. I'm here, might as well. Mana, spirit, see how fast I can go up in spirit. And a heartbeat. And the boss is here. This is essentially what you're doing. You're running in, hitting the boss, running out, hitting the taunt, stealthing, drops all aggro, puts it right onto the pet. Going into diamond form. It's important to go into diamond form. You take a lot less damage. Hey, a unique. Wow, that's like number 3. I'm very lucky today. Glad I stopped and killed all that stuff. I probably wouldn't have gotten the unique. And the unique is Generation X Academy Boots. Emma Frost. That's her other unique. 5% movement speed, 243 damage rating to area power, 262 crit rating, 126 dodge, 7% rating find, 84 spirit, plus 2 all powers. I think I prefer what I got though. But hey, I got the other one in case something changes. And of course it's a karate metal. That's kind of awesome. Alright, so as you can see, that this build just destroys stuff. That pet is awesome. Get yourself the yellow rock troll. So, I hope it helped. Hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you guys real soon.